to discuss and debate corruption at the highest level in this country.
Thank you.
You seem to be deflecting from serious issues of this country.
And Prime Minister, I'm giving instruction. If you want to hang anybody, you hang Ben Micah.
Through you, Minister, are you aware of the purchase of two 15 megawatts power generators in December 2013 on the direction of the Prime Minister? And if so, can you inform Parliament whether or not you or your department, this was meant to be for the Department of Justice and Attorney General, provided, whether they provided the relevant legal advice? That's the first question. The second question is, can you confirm or deny that your department, that's Department of Justice and Attorney General, facilitated the necessary contract of sale and purchase agreement between the independent state of Papua New Guinea and LR Group of Israel? To the last question. Does the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea have authority to commit 50 million kina without cabinet approval? And if so, which law, if any, gives him such a power? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Would we just sit there and now try to go through all the little points in the law and the one lawyer trying to throw the law book at another lawyer sitting on the side? No. Instructions were given to the Minister for Treasury and the Secretary for Treasury.
On the water with the question is that the matter or the issue took place in 2013. I was a treasurer, and I like to say myself clear out of this. I never got an instruction, so please don't call my. It was not at that time. I never got instruction. Please refer to which treasury you're talking about.
So anyway, Treasury Minister or Treasury Department, whatever, were aware that instructions were given to negotiate with PNG Power for the acquisition of these two dual power generators.
The Minister for State and Enterprise said in his answer that the Prime Minister directed him directly. I have with me evidence to show that the Prime Minister actually directed the Acting Secretary for Treasury, bypassing his then Minister for Treasury, Honorable Don Poli.
Mr. Speaker, suppose I read him this letter at boot. Na misrepresent him letter ya lo where me writing because lo Secretary lo Treasury me to find him savings lo 50 million kina na you me try lo purchase him this la power. The letter was addressed to the Secretary. I don't write to secretaries. I know that the good opposition leader has been questioning this particular aspect of the purchase. But Mr. Speaker, there is nothing to hide about this transaction. Mr. Speaker, nothing to hide about this transaction.
We understand that the Chief Legal Officer of IPBC, Erastus Kamburi, is now writing to seek legal advice and legal clearance from the Attorney General's office. Can the Minister deny or confirm that during the last week questions he lied to this Parliament that legal clearance was sought? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Attorney General gave his advice when it came to Cabinet. So, Mr. Speaker, something I'm clear, Minister.
I direct my series of questions without notice to the Minister for IPBC. Mr. Speaker, last week or some time ago, he was directed a question of legal nature, which he answered. Now I would like to direct the questions to clear some air that as a responsible parliament, we have to bring those issues up. And I do not expect unnecessary point of orders. And also, Mr. Speaker, I would like to advise the Minister, through your chair, that the questions that I'm about to ask does not relate to the operations of PNG Power. We understand PNG Power's problems and woes. We are questioning the process, procedures, and the confirmations. Mr. Speaker, my question is that, can the Minister tell this Parliament and the people of Papua New Guinea whether or not there was in place a supply and purchase agreement between PNG Power and Israel General Electric, or between the independent state of Papua New Guinea and the Israel General Electric for the supply of 2x2 26.2 megawatt gas turbine power generators when the NEC funding of the 94 million on the 25th of February 2014. The second question, Mr. Speaker, is that the LR Group, in a public advertisement on yesterday's Post Courier, on page 36, stated that the 50 million paid to it in December 2013 was a deposit on two 15 megawatt generators, which it is claimed was later revised and upgraded to two 26.2 megawatt generators. Do you confirm or deny this statement? Question 3, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Minister, through the chair, if needed, the 50 million paid to the LR Group in December 2013 was deposited. Then that 50 million plus the 94 million approved by NEC in February 2014 gives you a total figure, or round-off figure of 144 million. Do you therefore agree or disagree that the total cost of the 2x26.2 generators are worth a total of 144 million? Question 4, Mr. Speaker. If your answer is in the affirmative, then why have you and the Prime Minister not disclosed to Cabinet the 50 million deposit in the NEC submission that you both co-signed? Question 5, Mr. Speaker. Can you also inform this Parliament the reason why yourself and the Prime Minister, as co-authors of the NEC submission, did not disclose to Cabinet that the total cost of the two generators was actually in the vicinity of 144 million and not 94 million, as the Cabinet was made to believe? Question 6, Mr. Speaker. And finally, the opposition has information that PNG Power is about to pay a further 8 million, allegedly for spare parts, taking the grand total of the two generators to a massive 152 million. Given this very large amount of public money for the two generators, can you tell this Parliament and the people of Papua New Guinea why no public tender was called for the competitive bidding? And finally, Mr. Speaker,
Honourable Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Minister for State-owned Enterprises. To give justice to this very long and detailed series of questions, I asked that the Deputy Opposition Leader put it on notice paper. Now, I reply long and in detail, long all can I ask him and give him. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.